Story of my life is filming a whole video for you guys and then having technical difficulties and the video deleting itself and then me having to refilm it. But I love you and I love your support, so here we are again. Take two. Let's go. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. I'm Alex. If you're new here, it's nice to meet you. And if you're coming back, we're best friends now. You know how this goes. I hope you're doing well. And if not, I totally get that. I've been there and it's okay. And I hope tomorrow is better. Things are looking up. It's getting warmer. It's getting sunnier. So fingers crossed this brain gets less scrambled. Same for you. I know I didn't post last week because I've been having a chaotic time with school and working on my paper and my million courses and just generally struggling. So I haven't had that much time to read, let alone plan, film, edit a video. So today I'm just going to talk about my current reads and my recent favorite read, which you've probably guessed by the thumbnail already what it is. Spoiler alert? So yeah, let's just get started. I just finished this really cute graphic novel called 1 Year at Ellsmere by Erin Hicks. I thought it was really sweet. They both wrote and illustrated this graphic novel. It was sweet, but I wanted more. It was kind of like a middle grade, dark academia style book. A lot of academic rivalry, a lot of overcoming hardships, a lot of friendship, and some magical beings too. So it was fun, it was fresh, but I wanted more. So it was only like 3 stars for me. I'm also currently working on The Paris Hours by Alex George. I'm listening to it as an audiobook. One of the challenges for my public library's reading challenge of 2022 is to read a book that is set in a day. And Paris Hours are written within 24 hours. It is a historical fiction book told from the perspective of different characters, like Marcel Proust's mistress, a starving artist, an immigrant puppeteer. It's interesting, but I'm not crazy about it. To be honest, it's kind of boring. It's interesting, but it's kind of boring. I am like a third of the way through, and I'm just not crazy about it. I don't know. I feel like historical fiction has been letting me down lately. Maybe I've grown out of the genre. I'm not sure. I'm trying my best here, okay? And then I'm also reading 2 novels because yes, I can't make decisions and I'm struggling to focus on one book at a time. So I have to read 50. The first one I started a while ago, and that's The Overstory by Richard Powers. And I'm having a hard time powering through. Bad joke. This is why I don't do stand-up. That's fine. It's good. I'm only about 100 pages in. It's a long book. I said I would take it slow. I'm taking it very slow. I think I've been reading this for like a month and a half, if not 2 months. That's okay. It's complex. It's taking me time because I'm a slow reader and there's not much else I can fit into this tiny brain of mine alongside school. So that's that. The other book that I'm reading is the 3rd book in the Dune series, Children of Dune by Herbert. I like it, don't love it yet. I'm only like 30 pages through and it is a long story, so there's chance to grow. I don't like it as much as I liked the second one, and it's not as world building as the first one. So I'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted. And you will see my thoughts on it eventually, because that's what I do. That's what I'm here for. This is why I have a book channel where I talk about nothing but books, because books are my whole life and they're the one thing keeping me going. And that's the tea on that. This is a very chaotic video. I'm very sorry. And then I'm also reading a poetry book. A shocker, I know. Anyone that knows me knows I don't really like poetry and don't really read poetry. But my sister gifted me a poetry book for my birthday that she thought I would really like, and she knows my taste, so she was right. And that's the poetry of Elizabeth Barring Browning. I'm liking it so far. It's tabbed, it's annotated, okay? I'm having a good, fun time. I made this cute little origami heart bookmark. How cute is that? Let me explain my tabbing method. There is no method to my madness. To be honest, I'm just inventing things as I go, as I assume most of us are, because that is how life is. Pink is for my favorite poems, and I think I have 6 so far. Orange are for my favorite, orange is for like rhythm in a stanza that I really liked. So if the rhyming was interesting, if the rhythm of the poetry was interesting, I will tab that. Yellow is for favorite stanzas, so like specific stanzas that really just stood out for me in the poem. And then blue are for words that I don't know, so new vocabulary words that I had to look up in the dictionary. We're learning new words. This is like really old style English, so there are quite a few words that I don't know that I have to look up so that I can understand the poem better. Am I a poetry genius now? No. Do I not understand most of these poems? Yes. Am I having a good fun time? Also yes. And then I'm also reading a non-fiction book. I know. How is it possible that you're reading so much, Alex? I don't have an answer for you. But I'm also reading Staying Alive, Women, Ecology, and Development by Vandana Shiva. And I'm reading this for my Diversity in STEM book club, which is a book club I started at my Master of Environmental Science program so that we as students can expand our knowledge in STEM beyond what we're taught in school, because a lot of learning is dependent on the individual, and you are responsible for the things you learn and the things you choose to teach yourself. And I want to learn more diverse scientific education because I feel like in academia, education is very narrow. You learn a very narrow scope. There's very little that is available to you, and I want to broaden my horizons. The first book we read was Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer, which is about indigenous teachings in science and what we can learn from plants. And then the second book we read was Unwell Woman by Eleanor Cleghorn, which was all about the relationship between women and the medical system and how it has failed women. And then right now we're reading Staying Alive. I'm like 3 pages in, so I can't give you an opinion on that, but I am reading it. And last but not least, I'm gonna be honest, March was rough. I read a lot of books that were just not it. They were not it. 2022 has been the year of books that are like 3 stars. 3 stars is like my average, and usually I read a lot of 4 or 5 star books for me personally. But that was not it. And then I picked up this book and I read it in like a day. And it was so good, easily a 5 star. I could tell after like the first 2 pages that this was going to be a favorite. And that's Scarborough by Hernandez. Chef's Kiss. This was a fantastic book, both heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. It tells a story from a perspective of different people living in Scarborough, which is a low-income community on the east side of Toronto. And it's incredible, like, Hernandez has such a cool way of writing these stories and like approaching the different characters and kind of letting you know what's going on with these characters without really letting you know. And then you get to points in the books and you're like, oh, okay. It's so good. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but it's so wonderful. She has written such distinctive voices for each of the characters. So even without the chapter titles, I would know that's Bang. That's my boy Bang right there. Or that's Laura. There are just so many amazing characters and amazing stories in this book. And I loved it. I literally already want to read it again, even though I just finished it in a day. There's a quote that I want to read to you guys, but I just have to find it. This is what happens when I don't tab my books. Okay, this it just hit me like a truck. I don't know, it just made me sad. I went back to my bed, sleepy and more excited than ever, believing that seeing Santa would not have been as miraculous as watching my parents work together to make me believe in him without arguing once. That's so sad. But it's like, I don't cry. I cry a lot, but I don't cry when I read books. And this made me tear up. So that tells you a lot about the story. Did the lighting and the camera shift again? Yes, because technology hates me, as we have already established. Anyway, trying to get as many people as possible to read this because it is incredible and it is a must read. Just trust me. I pinky promise I would not lead you astray here. That's it, that's all. Those are all the books I'm reading, all 1 million of them. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it was so chaotic. I hope you had a good time making fun of me, I guess. Like, I hope this was entertaining to you. This channel is growing. I know I only have like 170 subscribers right now, but this is climbing. Like, I swear I wake up every morning and I have 4 more of you subscribing to my channel, which is incredible. The video that I think is drawing people in is my Unhinged Women video, so if you haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. It is one of my proudest projects. And yeah, thank you for being here. I will see you next time, and happy reading. Bye-bye.